Takes 20 seconds to call President David Rudd's office. The number is 901-678.
Slow down, hang on.
That's that New York accent, I'm sorry, I talk too fast. 901-678-2234, and leave him a message saying that the University of Memphis workers deserve job security, and he needs to officially, publicly opt out of the governor's crazy outsourcing scheme.
Can we use the word crazy?
Please do, and you can tell him Margaret said,
Right.
I'm not scared of the president. But guess what you just did? We just all did a collective organizing action. Thank you so much for helping my union today.
So we're a little behind, but I think we have time if people still want to ask just a couple questions to the panelists. Any questions? Yes.
I've got a question for each of you, but I don't want to monopolize the floor. I guess I'd like to ask Ms. Thomas, particularly, one of Dr. King's last initiatives was something called the Poor People's Campaign. And there's currently something called the New Poor People's Campaign, and it's led by a Reverend Barber. I've been to a couple of things promoting the big National Civil Rights April commemoration anniversary, whatever, of Dr. King's passing, and I noticed that Reverend Barber's name is conspicuously absent. Is there some lack of coordination or friction between those entities, if you know?
So I think that there are so many people and groups using the MLK 50 name, banner, what have you, that it may look like things are coordinated, but they're not. So this is my understanding of it. So the National Civil Rights Museum has an MLK 50 campaign, and they partnered with the city, MLGNW, and some others, and our project was an initial partner with them as well. But of course, you can't stop people from doing anything. So MLK 50, the museum's project, has a clergy committee. That clergy committee is the one that connected with Reverend Barber and the New Poor People's Campaign. And so that clergy committee has been, they had a Moral Mondays event, this was like yesterday. They had one in October, they'll have another in March, where they're encouraging people to sign up for the New Poor People's Campaign, which is going to start Mother's Day and proceed for another 40 days with massive nonviolent civil disobedience all over the country, right? And so Reverend Barber, I've had the privilege to hear him speak a couple times. He's the closest thing I think to King that we'll have in our lifetime. His prophetic message, you get a chance to just Google Reverend Barber and his sermon. I mean, he's incredible to listen to. And I'm not confident that.
But he won't be here speaking on the commemoration, or he will.
No, he may be in Memphis, right? So I wouldn't read anything into where you see his name or where you don't see his name. I do think that the establishment in Memphis has no idea what Reverend Barber really wants, because if they did, they would be fighting him really, really hard, right? If you go on the Poor People Campaign website and you read their guiding principles, and they're talking about racism, and they're against homophobia, transphobia, I mean xenophobia, like, he's kind of scooting in under the radar, which I think is kind of subversive in a way that I appreciate and respect.
Any other questions? Yes.
What can we do here at Rhodes to protect our Earle staff?
If you, and I believe you guys do, you have a progressive student group. And I know I, as well as a couple other people in the room, were lucky enough to be part of our Progressive Student Alliances when we were at university. I went to UT Knoxville. So I think working within your progressive student group, looking up organizations such as USAS, United Students Against Sweatshops, I think is a really big thing that students can do. And I think the biggest thing that you can do is educate students. educate in every classroom possible, to get teachers to allow people to come in and educate, whether it be me, whether it be Ms. Margaret, whether it be someone who is knowledgeable, and then doing trainings yourselves, so that you as progressive students can educate other students in your area. I know for me as a student at UT Knoxville, fighting the error mark back then is still a fight that we will continue to do, but I think one of the best things to do is to educate your fellow students and where their money is going, and as a collective coming together against university with not only what's happening, but also maybe helping say, we'll help with options, right? We want to go here, obviously we like it here, but we're gonna come together as not just 2 students, but we're gonna come together as 200 students, and it's a really powerful thing to do. But definitely look up United Student Science Workshops.
I have to say, I have a set of twins who are in college. Lucky me. They're 19. One goes to CUNY in New York, and one actually attends the University of Memphis. Well, through my work with the union, she has been more aware of the custodians and the physical plant workers that work on her campus, and she has been spreading the word about basically how to treat people with respect on the campus, you know, and she speaks to the people that she sees in her dorm every day. And she said to me not too long ago, Mommy, I want to join your union. And I mean, she's a sophomore, little undergrad, but you know, just being inspired, just being here today, you're already starting to make a difference. And I would reach out to the workers on campus and see what they're, you know, what they would like to see happen in their workplace. Because one of the things that I know about higher education institutions is they do not want to offend the students. There is a story, if I have a couple of minutes to tell this story real quick.
Yeah.
University of Chicago. In the administration building where the president, the vice president, and provost all worked. They worked on the top floor of a 5-story building. Well, the elevator went out. But in the president's office on the 5th floor, they needed someone to change out the locks. So the locksmith, one of 2 on campus, came to the building, realized that the elevator was out, and said, I can't walk up the stairs because I have asthma. So they sanctioned him. Now, the second locksmith comes, and he's a little overweight, and he's like, well, it's hard for me to make it up the stairs, but there's another elevator. Why can't I use that? Oh, because that's the elevator that the president and the vice president and the provost use, and workers are not allowed to use. This is actual, you can look it up. Workers are not allowed to use the elevator. So through their union, they made the students aware of this situation, and the students rallied and protested and had the rule changed so that anyone could use the president's elevator. So students really do make a difference on campus.
I think that's all the time we have for questions, but I'm sure the panelists will be willing to answer them one-on-one after if you still have any. So just join me in thanking them.